Hello from France. It was a week ago on Monday that we left our town, Hebden Bridge, and got on our first train of 4 in 3 days to London. Here we are on the way to Leeds and honouring our pact to not have any screens on the train. The boys were playing cards. I was sewing. I'd picked up an old pillowcase of John's from when he was younger. It was ripped. The boys used these pillowcases, but this one was ripped, and I thought I'll make them advent pockets because we're going to be on the move. I'll just have like little light pockets that they can have a chocolate or something in each day. And I thought that the kind of thing I can reuse each year. And this year I'm using this thread, and next year I'll use a different thread to sew on the numbers. We arrived in London, stayed over the night, and then the next morning left St Pancras on the Eurostar, which the boys were so excited about because, of course, they expected to see fish out of the window, but instead they fell asleep and woke up in France, which looked an awful lot like the UK. But nevertheless, it was really, really lovely. And it just felt lovely to do the whole journey by train as well. So we arrived in Paris and decided to spend 24 hours there. Because we only had 24 hours, we thought we'd keep it super simple and really cheap. So just decided to go and hang out by the Eiffel Tower all day, which surprisingly you can do if you factor into that looking at the souvenir carts and going and eating crepes, taking other people's photos for them and keeping an eye out for anyone proposing or any grand gestures, just wandering around, buying some baguettes, hanging out with the pigeons, eating bread and cheese at the foot of the Eiffel Tower. We managed to stretch it out for about 5 hours until we got so cold that we ended up going back to the hostel, which was near the Gare du Nord. It was a really great hostel. And then just stayed over until the next morning when we got up to go to the station to go to Montpellier. So we took the train to Montpellier and carried on our journey of playing games. And it's been really lovely how much the kids have just completely embraced it and have enjoyed the attention and just looking out the window as well, instead of just being sucked into their screens. I carried on with my sewing. I am not a sewer. I need to tell you this. I am really not a sewer. I just do it because I enjoy it and I don't mind the fact that it's messy and doesn't look good. But on the back I've written their middle names and then on the front of the dates, and next year I'll use a different thread to do the dates as well. So we arrived in Montpellier just in time for lunchtime. So we made our way by foot to Scott and Sarah's apartment. They're the people who have this house where we're staying. We borrowed their car and drove the 2 hours to the house. The area where we're staying is the Languedoc, Roussillon, and the smaller region is l'Hérault. It's very, very wild, full of chestnut forests and mountains and gorges, rivers. Is absolutely stunningly beautiful. You need to definitely watch your step wherever you go, but it's incredible. And then the land that we're on, there are lots of little outhouses. For example, on the first day when we got there, John showed the boys to the pizza oven.
Can you see it? So it's like a dome inside. Go and have a look. Stick your head in. It's important to see. Look, you see how it's domed?
Yeah.
This is what pizza ovens are like. You make a fire in it, and it gets really, really hot, and then you shove all the fire out of the way, and then just slip your bread in on the stones because it's all really hot.
We have a lantern.
As you can hear, the boys were very, very excited about the different things that they were finding in the outhouses. I was extremely excited about all the foraging opportunities. We used to live here. We lived here about 12 or 13 years ago. We came here working as woofers, willing workers, or worldwide workers on organic farms, so in exchange for bed and board. And then eventually Scott and Sarah asked us to stay on and set up a business with them, and they could see we really loved it, and it was really, really, really special. So it's meant so much for us to come back to the place and where we used to live, but this time with the kids it's felt really emotional. And we came back in the summer, so it's really lovely to come back this time in winter. And as usual, my favourite thing is to dress the place. And this is the old dairy where we're staying, And when we were here, we kind of got it ready to rent out when we were living here. So I styled certain aspects of it. But it's very rustic, and it needs to be very functional. And because of the wilderness, you can't really be too delicate with anything in it. And it's got wonderful character anyway. So after foraging several branches on the land, I just came and stuck some in the beams. I brought some fairy lights with me already in preparation because I knew that we needed some soft lighting in there. So I think I brought with me linens and fairy lights. I'll show you later what I packed actually. It's surprisingly minimal. But yeah, so we just thought that we'd try and make it kind of like gently festive but still livable, because this is our living space, kitchen, living room, and there's the wood burning stove in there as well. Then to the left of this room is the kitchen, small bathroom. There's a downstairs room which we're not using, and then upstairs is a big bedroom, the little boy's side bedroom, and then a mezzanine. So this is our living space with the branches and fairy lights, and where we dry the clothes there. Somebody's made a dryer out of bamboo. That's our wood burning stove that keeps us very, very warm. There's Marzipan, who used to be our cat. She had a sister, and I named them Humphrey and Bogart, but they have since been renamed. Well, Humphrey's been renamed Marzipan, and Bogart sadly died on the roads. And it's just been really lovely again sitting down. I feel like we stopped having meals together for a while in Yorkshire. I don't know what happened. We used to be so good at it and then kind of lost the habit. So it's been really lovely getting back into that as well. And just really spending a week kind of spending time together as a family, which we haven't really had a chance to. John's been working full on, and I've been sole kind of main parent, so it's been great being all four of us together and in this place that feels so important for us. That's Bramble, by the way, the dog. We've been out on several walks already, and the kids are just over the moon, delirious. They've connected to the land in exactly the same way as we did. I remember when we arrived and I just said to John, I want to be here forever. I want to live here forever. And it ended up being for 2 years, but it's interesting that the kids have just felt exactly the same. It's an incredibly special place, and Scott and Syra have put so much effort and energy into making it more usable. Because there are little hamlets nearby which are very pretty and quite community-led, but the actual house itself is incredibly isolated and, like I said, very, very wild. So it's been a huge passion project to make areas for growing, etc. So then we went to my favourite place in the valley, which is the junk shop, and I wanted to take these chairs home with me. It's an amazing place. There's like everything and anything. You have to seriously rummage. And I think that a lot gets skimmed off the top for the professional brocants, but there's still some gems to find, like these decorations that I found. They were in bags of like broken, well, those are clementine peels, which I kept. But some of them were just in broken bags of decorations. I found these vintage baubles, old fairy light bulbs, some little mushrooms, and the fairy light bulbs are really interesting because I think they're painted, so they must be really quite old. They're not even old plastic. Oh, and those are for putting candles on the tree if we can keep a close eye on it. Those are the little mushrooms. So I managed to rescue all of these, which are kind of small enough that I can take them home, and I've been rescuing bits of rubbish from here and there and ribbon, and I brought some scissors with me because I knew that I would be making stuff with pine needles and pine cones and my bulldog clips. Hello. I'm going to do, I guess, what's classed as an unboxing. Oh my god, I've just noticed all the cat hair on me. I want to show you the most incredible glass garland that I found in the junk shop. It's incredibly delicate. I'm terrified of hanging it anywhere. If I do hang it up, it's going to have to be very, very high. So not even just the kids, but so that I don't break it. I have no idea how I'm going to get back to the UK, but let me just show you the magic that I found in an old plastic crate. So this is the box I found them in, like this. And the woman who sold them to me was like, these are very fragile, sont très fragiles. I was like, yeah, I can see. I think she was even scared for me. So this is the first time I've taken them out. I'd only seen them. So they're little garlands that you hang like this. Oh, I thought they were one long one. I kind of prefer this. Oh, that's so beautiful. So I just need to find the ends of each one. Oh, wow. So I think, so they could go like that. So then, so they, yeah, they go like that. So they've got little things that hold them. Oh my goodness, they are absolutely precious. What am I going to do with them? How am I going to hang them? How am I going to hang them, and how am I going to avoid them breaking? Wow. Okay, so does that one go like that? And they've got like little bubbles on the side. So 1, 2, 3. So there's 5. 5 with some with 4, some with 5 bubbles on them, or balls on them. Da, 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 da. And that's the last one. Oh, they're so pretty. They might need a little bit of cleaning. Again, terrifying, the prospect of cleaning them, but these are absolutely magical. We're taking trains back. We've got trains here, so we're taking trains back. I think I'm going to need a lot of bubble wrap. God, it would be a miracle, an absolute miracle if I get these back in one piece. Do I hang them here or do I not? It's pretty wild here. I'm going to have a think. There we go. How on earth I'm going to get those home, I have no idea. But I forgot to do a packing video before I left. So in this very dim light, I thought I'd show you the 5 jumpers I think I brought, a shawl, some art materials, my diary. So in the tin I brought some watercolour brushes and some ink. I think some string that's somewhere around, my diary, my microphone which I need to use, my little sketch pad, some pastels, a book that I still, like, I've read the first 10 pages, my pencils and pens and nibs in this lovely little carrier that John gave me, laptop, that's my sewing kit in the white bag, my CBD oil and makeup, and that's kind of it. Other than that, I'm wearing jeans, and I just packed loads of stuff for the kids and fairy lights, of course, and a couple of linens, but we don't really need much here. You can kind of just make do as long as you're warm and have food and drink. That's really it. You don't even really need to wash that much, especially not in winter, because it's just so, I don't know, it's like stepping out from everything. It's so special. We do wash, by the way, but yeah, just everything is simplified and there's more space and more time, and I just feel immense gratitude. I feel like it's an incredible way to end the year. We're here until mid-January. We have friends staying in our house in Hebden, and I have some writing to do. I have a deadline in March that I'm working towards, and John wanted to spend some time with the kids, and we're homeschooling them. The school have been really wonderful. It's just been really lovely so far, and we still have 5 weeks left. So do like this video and please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back next week.